Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Man-Made KE podcast with your host, Stephen Baki and Silas Otieno. Silas,
Yay.
how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
Niko sente.
Woshwari.
Niko shwari. Sina mshike. Ile hali naitwa hali ya kawaida.
Hali ya kawaida.
Hali ya kawaida, yes. I'm doing very well anyway.
I'm doing fine as well. I just have a bit of a cold, man. Sijui homa imetoka wapi tena.
Unatoa homa wapi?
No, hii homa specifics. I don't know where this cold this flu has come from. It's more so in the morning. I think I'm just like being a bit careless with...
What are you doing in the morning? Are you doing yoga? Butt naked. Zile yoga tuliona.
Yeah, so please excuse my voice or sniffles if you do get to hear them during this recording. Yonika disclaimer too. Kamwanzo. Anyways, I'm doing well. It's been a chill weekend. Nothing much has been happening. You know, it's not been a football weekend.
It's not been a football weekend,
yeah. And except if you watch international football.
No. International football is not that interesting unless
because Kenya is not in the World Cup.
Unless it's World Cup.
Unless it's World Cup, it's true. That's true.
At Slovenia is facing Portugal. You face each other.
You know, someone said
in peace.
At the time you'll know men are emotional ni ukiona watch ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets to me. I have decided to not let it get to me that much. Because, I mean, we are here preaching you should not be mastered by anything, and I'm here getting angry about football. I've worked on myself.
When my team is good. Okay, me I enjoy banter. I enjoy banter with the boys. So when we watch football as a group of guys, sitaskia vibaya nikidishiwa banter team yangu ikienda perform or when they dish it out. But I'm also prepared to dish it out back. So it's usually like fair game as long as the game is going on. Get emotional, but not just isifike kwa roho iko tu ile.
Me don't dish it out, it will be personal.
Aye, come on.
Mine it will be personal. That I take it personal.
Why are you preaching water and drinking wine?
No. You shut up and move on with your life, eh? We are watching other people make money when we are there broke. I will shut up.
Actually, so a clip from Sijukani Northern Ireland qualify for the World Cup.
Northern Ireland?
Northern Ireland.
Hey, okay.
The way they've changed the format now, there's small countries have a chance. So Northern Ireland has qualified. Walichapa, I don't know if it was Hungary or what. Hey, they scored a last minute goal to qualify. The celebrations, it was like, this is now where you see men can actually really get it.
By the way, do countries like Greenland participate in sports? You know,
they do. Norway has qualified, by the way. Norway has qualified. It's a very small country.
Okay. I saw Greenland in the series The Vikings. And by the way, you know, Vikings Valhalla, The Last Kingdom, they are somewhat historically accurate. Not the drama itself, but just the series itself. I'm very much interested in history. Yesterday, I was watching a docu-series on Rome from Netflix.
Ooh.
On Netflix.
Uh-huh.
I am so particularly thrilled by the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
That speaks to what we speak about power, betrayal, human character. Like I've told you before, Seth. I'm not a relationship expert. This is what let's clarify.
Less people get confused.
Yes, I'm not a relationship expert. I am a behavioral analyst. I analyze people's behavior in terms of relationship, in terms of business, and in terms of power. Because I told you, and in terms of money, like business. Because I told you, relationships, business, and relationship, money, and power have the same dynamics. They use the same principles. So I tell you, this is what I do. I tell you, if your man or your woman behaves like this is most likely going to be the result. So don't come and ask me. There are some questions I get that I don't have an answer to.
Yeah.
And I politely try to tell someone to analyze people's behavior. You'll be better to analyzing people's behavior rather than saying that I am a dating coach. Me, I don't teach you how to date.
Do you know what we say in behavioral science? Human behavior is irrational.
Yeah.
Human behavior is irrational. However, it is repeatable. People tend to repeat behavior, and by that definition, it is measurable.
Yeah.
So there is a science in which you can be able to deduce that this particular behavior can have this particular outcomes.
Yeah.
And so, in a sense, yeah, behavior science is very
And that
interesting, by
that
the
is true. And that's why
in economics,
that
in everywhere, in
explains,
psychology, that's it's behavior science. The principle is behavior science.
that's why that explains why I love history.
Yeah.
Because history, when you are a good student of history, or when you have a liking of history, you are most likely going to predict how things will happen. Because, by the way, from all the studies, from the documentaries and all those things, human beings never really change. We just morph we just morph technologically. We don't change. The principles are the same. Like yesterday, in Rome, being an emperor was a death sentence. It was a death sentence.
Okay.
You will die. You are guaranteed. Being the son of the emperor, being the wife of the emperor, meant that your life was in danger.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. Marcus Aurelius was a very brilliant emperor, though they had not coined the word emperor at that time. But Marcus Aurelius was and we still read him to date.
He made a movie, the first Gladiator.
Yes. He had a son by the name Commodus. And there were rumors one day when Marcus Aurelius was in the battlefield that he had passed on. Do you know what happened immediately? The wife, I think she was called Lucilla or something.
Lucilla, yeah, that's the name. Yeah.
Lucilla. The wife immediately went and got married to the next highest ranking
Soldier or
politician
okay.
in Rome.
Okay.
And she started sleeping with him immediately.
Wow.
Then Marcus Aurelius came back.
It was a rumor.
Yes. And it was a rumor.
Yeah.
When you look at that, it is behavioral analysis. When I say women prioritize their survival,
Safety, yeah.
and their safety and their offspring safety, I am right in saying that.
Yeah.
Why? Because I can read history and see Marcus Aurelius' wife, when there was rumors that he had died, she decided to do what's best for her family. She decided to preserve herself. She decided to survive. Because when an emperor dies, the whole family is wiped out, including the children.
Because you are a threat.
You are a threat to you are next in line.
You're next in line.
The next person next to the throne
people
dies.
want power.
And people want power. Nobody wants less power. Everybody wants more power. So what happened? She immediately went to started sleeping with a very high-ranking Senate official. And Marcus Aurelius, when he discovered that had happened, he killed her.
Whoa.
He killed her.
Brutal,
But before he killed her, when Marcus Aurelius showed up, she came back.
She came back.
Yes, she came back. And she said that she only did that for her survival.
For survival.
So when I tell you a woman's
right.
priority is survival, I have just analyzed people's behavior when it comes. And by the way, if you want to know the real makings of a human being, two things can really show you who a human being is.
Yeah.
Power and when their life is threatened.
That's true, though. That's actually
When your life is threatened, we will now know who Steve is.
Yeah.
You know that? Or when you're given power. There are people who are just humble. We are going to talk about humility, by the way. Do you know there are people who are just humble because they have nothing to be proud about?
Yeah.
What they have is not proud-worthy.
But once they get...
They become something else.
Yeah.
There is this emperor again in Rome called Caligula. He's called the Mad Emperor. In Game of Thrones, we had the Mad King.
Yeah.
And when you see Caligula growing up, he was not that a strong guy. He was a very timid guy who saw a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
But when he got the power, he became mad. Commodus himself again became mad. And all those emperors. Power is a dangerous thing. Still.
Do not wish for power.
Power corrupts the power attracts the worst and it corrupts the,
The best.
Absolute power corrupts
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I am glad that we are now talking of democracy. We are now talking power to the people. Because we have seen when power is in one man, what can really happen. They can get mad
Yeah.
and you have no control over that. So that's what that has been how I've been spending my free time.
Learning about the
Around
Roman
Rome
Empire
Empire,
and
yeah.
deducing the behavior
Yes.
to like the modern day. And what-
Nowadays I do that even when I'm watching series.
Yeah.
Whatever series.
yeah.
We
You're
can
taking your lessons. You're taking
we
your
can
lessons.
sit down and analyze Game of Thrones from season 1 to the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, sawa.
Nitaenda nifanye psychology.
Tafadhali. It's calling you.
It's calling.
It's calling
but
for
it's
you.
calling.
Inakuita.
Yeah, hii inaitana. Nitaitikia hii wito. Hii inaitana.
Anyways, we want to thank every single person who's been with us on this journey. This is discipline. We are currently tackling discipline, lest we forget. And we have been unpacking Benjamin Franklin's 13 virtues. Before that, we took a journey on resilience. We saw the story of Sir Ernest Shackleton. Before that, we looked at courage. We saw the Bridger Walker story, the 6-year-old boy. And right now, we've taken discipline has unpacked 13 good virtues from Benjamin Franklin, even after looking at the life of Musashi Miyamoto and Jiro Ono from Japan. And right now, we are just about to conclude. We are on virtue 12 and 13.
Yeah.
And virtue 12 and 13 are actually two very, very, very fundamental and very interesting virtues. Chastity, number one, and humility. And I'd like to first of all start by saying that this podcast, in as much as our aim is to refocus, realign, and repurpose men in this day and age to embody the highest standards of masculinity, we are also pegged on three very fundamental beliefs. One, that God created man in his image and likeness, that he created them male and female. Number two is that every single man out there is exceedingly, exceedingly sinful and in need of a savior. And the third and final one is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, is the only perfect man who has ever walked this earth. And he is the standard. He's the standard we seek to embody in all these traits, and especially in these two traits that we're going to talk about. Yeah? And so chastity, this is where we begin.
Yeah.
Chastity is every man's battle. Every man's battle. Insofar as you discover that you have sexual drive, that becomes something that you desire to explore
Yeah.
as a man. We're living in a day when culture a lot has been corrupted. Sex is casual. People identify it as casual. When I was growing up as a teenager, we looked up to the quotes in quotes cool guys who had explored.
Yes.
Au ndo tulikuwa tunajua wamefika. Yeah, and so we desired to be like them. We'd be like, hey, how did you manage that conquest? Uliwezaje? And then when we could hear those stories, we'd be like impressed in our futility. We'd be impressed by the fact that this person had been able to get, first of all, isolated with a lady and get to that level. Yeah, in our futility, that's how we used to think before, of course, the transformation of the mind through salvation. And now we understand that chastity is actually a struggle for every single man out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single man has a sexual struggle.
Yeah.
Unless you're not your body is not properly functioning. If you look at every wars have been started.
Yeah.
Nation has risen against nation. Kingdom against kingdom.
Because of
men
desire.
have hacked other men. Because of this
And
thing
have
called
even
sex.
hacked women.
Yes, because of this thing called sex. And it is God's way of propagating the next generation. And I don't know. If there is something I would never want to understand,
Yeah.
I don't like the questions why when it comes to God. But if there is one question that if I was ever given a chance to ask a question, I would ask, why sex? Why? Why did he? Why use? Why?
Yeah.
It has been the reason why so many men have fallen.
Yeah.
Very powerful men. And every man, I usually say, who is flesh and blood, in some ways has a sexual struggle. It is a common struggle. It should not be news. It's a very common struggle. And that's why we are called to self-control. That's why we are called to discipline.
It's actually mentioned here as one of the virtues under discipline.
Yes, virtues under discipline. That's why we are called to discipline. That's why you see we have masculine coaches who talk about semen retention.
No Nut November.
No. Yes, those kind of things.
Yeah.
That's why you see priests in the Roman Catholic Church are somewhat forbidden
From taking wives.
from taking wives, and that is by extension forbidding of engaging in sexual activities, which is a very dangerous thing to do.
It is actually, because
very
actually we've
dangerous thing to do.
seen quite a number of scandals.
Yes, they are there.
When you restrict desire and that desire is still not controlled,
Yes.
that person will find an outlet.
It is a desire
They will find an outlet.
God has put in us
Yeah.
for reasons that we propagate the world.
Yeah.
We multiply and fill the earth. But then again, there are rules as to how we will multiply and fill the earth.
Yeah.
There are those who believe in there is monogamy.
Yeah.
Those who believe in one man, one woman. There is polygamy. Those who believe in one man, many women, and multiple women. And there is, I saw polyandry.
Polyandry, now the reverse.
Polyandry,
of
which is a
polygamy.
taboo. It's so taboo.
It sounds so odd even reading the definition of polyandry.
Yes,
Just
because
like
polyandry.
many men, one woman.
Yes, polyandry is where a woman has many husbands.
Something's not adding up. The math is not mathing.
Yes, and you know there is a reason as to why.
Yeah.
Like I said last time, men attach very little emotion to sex. For men, it's not necessarily an emotional endeavor.
Yeah.
If you look at our biological hardwiring and the necessity of it all is to spread our seeds. Why polyandry is frowned upon, where a woman has many men, is because the more a woman sexually interacts with, the more men a woman sexually interacts with, the more her intimacy lock gets loose.
Yeah.
The more she cannot be intimate emotionally or bond emotionally with one man.
That's true.
Once that happens severally, it becomes difficult for her to settle down with one man. Now, it is it is negative
Yeah.
when a woman cannot settle or pair bond with one, because nurture
Yeah.
requires that.
Yeah.
Nurture requires some level of attachment. Now, if you have a lady who cannot get attached to a man, it also becomes very difficult to get attached to the child. You see?
Yeah.
Because that attachment is very fundamental for nurture.
Yeah.
For men who are just in the process of conquering and all this, is a bit different. And that's why you see infidelity is looked at differently. I'm not saying biblically, infidelity is infidelity, but it's looked at differently between men and women. Remember the woman who was caught in adultery in the New Testament,
Yeah.
in the Gospels. She was brought before men who wanted to stone her. And the question, or the biggest question, was, where was the man? Was she sleeping alone? Where was the man?
Yeah.
Like you would see society frown less
On the man.
upon a promiscuous, upon a
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
upon a promiscuous man than a woman. They tend to frown more pronounced
Yeah.
when it is a woman.
People will make their judgment calls
Yes, the judgment. The
They will
judgment
be harsher for the
they will be
woman
harsher for the woman.
than for the man,
Yeah.
which has since the beginning of time, since the foundation.
Yes, it is all tied to biology. It's all tied to biology.
Yeah.
I have always asked myself, why did those guys bring? I thought they should have brought the two and desired to stone them. Where was the man? Yeah. When you remember when Christ had an encounter with the Samaritan woman at the well, and she was polyandrous.
Oof, yeah.
She had 5 husbands, and
husbands,
the
yeah.
current one was not
Was not hers.
the husband. and you could see Christ quite address her polyandry. It was a very big subject of discussion.
Yeah.
Besides you being a Samaritan and me being a Jew, that was the critical issue that Christ had with that woman. It was a sin issue, and the sin was the polyandry. So Christ tells her, "Go call your husband," and then they start a conversation about that.
Yeah.
He tells her that you are right in saying that you have no husbands. In fact, you've had 5, and even the one that you're living with is not yours. So it tends to get frowned upon, and societally, everywhere, it tends to get frowned upon when it is the woman more than when it is the man.
Hey, actually, first of all, I'd like us to debunk something. That even a word that we've used even in the start of this episode. People have casualized sex.
Yes.
I'd like to state very explicitly there is nothing casual about sex.
Yes.
There's nothing casual about seeing someone naked.
Yeah.
Nothing casual
It's not
about
casual. It can't be.
It cannot be casual. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Do you know how many hormones are released during copulation? Or
I
sex?
don't. Tell
Haya.
me.
Oxytocin, the love hormone, you're bonding.
Yeah, oxytocin.
Dopamine, the feel-good hormone, is released. That's the neutral brain reward system. You're feeling good because it's pleasure. Endorphins that reduce stress, the ones similar to a highest run,
Okay.
even when you're in exercise. There is prolactin and produces feelings of satisfaction. There is adrenaline and norepinephrine. These are parts of the fight or flight.
Even adrenaline.
Yes. Increased heart rate, blood pressure, energy levels are una burn calories, serious. Vasopressin, sexual motivation and bonding as well. In men, it can be involved in arousal, while in women, high levels can be linked to feelings of aggression that can decrease motivation. Serotonin, levels of this hormone contribute to feelings of happiness.
What?
There is also estrogen and testosterone, of course, that are crucial for desire and arousal. We say that increased testosterone arousal level in men increase their ability to, at least be productive and in that sector. And reduce the testosterone in men also makes them less
sexually
exactly.
aroused. Okay.
So you can see how many things are happening in someone's body in the two who are engaging in this activity. There's nothing casual about sex.
Yeah.
The fact that you're able to bond at that level with another human being, I think, is something that we have to pay very close attention to.
Yes.
We have to pay very close attention to. And I think because I think when we don't put safeguards around this is why these things are not exposed to children. This is why these things are not exposed to children. The belief is that they have not developed to understand what that is.
Okay.
It is why we hinder that knowledge, or rather are very calculated about how we answer even the questions that they might have about how nilikujaje, how does someone get born? Because the child might see the mother's belly pregnant, but hailewi nini ilihappen, ajui process and all these things.
Okay. Interesting. I've learned something.
Yeah.
Hey,
all these hormones are secreted during copulation. So there's nothing absolutely casual about sex. But the way that people address it, even when you look at social media and and I think it ties in with that saying that if you want to destroy society, first of all, like attack, make them sexually degenerate. And I think even when you look at the Roman,
they were the epitome of sexual degeneration.
Sexual degeneracy.
Way. And even in Corinth.
Yeah.
Even in
serious.
Corinth, there was temple prostitution.
Yeah.
Guys were going to worship God and they were engaging in religious sex.
Even the example, the guy who we'll talk about today was raised in that particular...
In Corinth?
Yeah. Or rather in that particular culture. Yeah.
Okay. Alexandria is in Egypt. Was in Egypt.
Yeah, he's in Egypt. But St. Augustine of Hippo.
St. Augustine. Yeah. Okay.
Because the culture that he was raised in was the Roman culture, where sexual degeneracy was actually elevated, celebrated. Temple prostitution, mongea kuhusu. Public baths, having concubines was like a kawaida thing.
Yes,
mistresses
it was very,
and all such.
very kawaida.
It was a kawaida thing. It wasn't like a... And so we can see how degeneracy at sometimes undoes societies, because it shows that desire is not guided. It shows that people do not have control over their desires. Even when you see the amount of music, the amount of movies, the amount of, all these things, the media that we consume that is sexually inclined, it tells you something about where our minds are and also where our desires are. So sexual desire is something that even the marketers are trying to, they're trying to make something of that. Yeah? Capitalize on that, exactly.
They say sex sells.
Sex sells.
That's why you find advertisements are very sexual in nature anyway.
Yeah.
And even music is so sexualized, like the way you are saying.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is anything that is not controlled, is dangerous, tends to consume the one who is not controlling it.
Yeah.
It tends to consume you. It's like a fire that when fire is used for cooking is very nice. Very controlled environment, does wonders.
Yeah.
When it is let loose, it burns the whole house down. It brings it down. So is sexual desires. When it is not mastered, especially for men, when it is not controlled, when a man is not... And let me tell you, we were talking about moderation. And I'm not saying moderation in sex.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a man having control over their impulses.
Yeah.
On everything. On everything. Especially sexual. Especially sexual. Like that is a place that man should be most cautious about. Because of what you've talked about, and I didn't know that. I didn't know about that.
A lot is happening.
A lot is happening.
A lot is
happening.
When we say that the ability to bond has been wrecked,
Yeah.
this is what we mean. Because your secretion of oxytocin and everything, you're confusing your mind and your body. You know these things are linked. You're confusing your mind. So if you're promiscuous and you have multiple partners and such and such and such, or you're unable to control that desire and it leads you to wherever, that means that you never identify that one individual that you bond with, like in your mind.
Okay.
When you're secreting that, who are you bonding with really? If you're bonding with everyone, you know.
Okay.
If it's
you're
not
bonding with
specialized
everyone, you're bonding with
no one, exactly. So it's counterintuitive.
That's a good one.
If you're bonding with everyone,
that's
you're
a good
bonding
one.
with
If
no
you're
one.
bonding with
So
everyone,
it's
you're
wrecking
bonding
your
with no
ability
one. Yeah.
to. And also another thing, the dopamine release. Now we're talking about excesses in indulgence.
Yeah.
If you cannot, the thing with having one partner, it also allows you to even regulate your own behavior around them, because you can't constantly have sex. Someone was saying it accounts for about 2% of a married couple's
It is.
It's about 2% of
Hands down.
their life.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because honestly, how much, if you factor it in terms of time spent doing stuff, it's about 2%. But it's given so much emphasis as though it's the be all and end all. And so that means that people have a misunderstanding.
You said 2%.
About 2% or thereabouts.
Yeah. And you see, sadly, there are young men who make decisions or a decision to marry so that they can have sex.
Which is ridiculous. That counts
It's
for
very
2%
ridiculous.
of your lifetime.
It's very ridiculous. There is more to you being with someone in the same house than sex.
Having sex with them, yeah.
Yes, there are people who make decisions based on that. They went and slept with a lady, and the next thing they want is to marry them so that they can continue
sleeping with a lady.
Njogona, you are going to see that. Because after some very short time, it stops becoming magical.
It's the wrong emphasis.
Wrong emphasis.
Yeah.
It is building a whole block.
Sand.
Imagine building your whole foundation based on that one act. You just imagine. We have those men.
Yeah.
We have guys who are involuntarily celibate. Incels. You know they are celibate, but it is involuntary.
Yes.
I am celibate because I can't get women. Not because I don't want women. I can't get them. Such guys are usually in danger of making very rash marital decisions.
Wow. Because they have glorified this thing. Eh?
To them, sex is like everything, man. Because I'm not getting it as much as I want it. And it's because guys are not showing me any form of attention. I told you, in this society that we are living in, it is very rare to find a lady a virgin at 30. Very, almost impossible. Like right now, from the way the society is, if a lady would come out and announce herself as such, the world will look at her in a very funny way. But men, it's very possible. It's very possible.
It's very.
Men have fewer options. Some don't have options. Some don't have that one option. It's very possible to find that. Now, here is the danger of being an incel.
Yeah.
And that's why we tell people, prioritize building yourself.
Yeah.
Because there is no way, Steve, you will build yourself and not be attractive to the opposite gender.
Absolutely.
There is no way. So now, here's the danger of being an incel. They finally meet that lady, or they decide Kevin the keyboardist.
Okay.
Kevin, let's come back to this guy. Let's come back to Kevin the keyboardist. Kevin the
Kevin is
keyboardist.
catching strays, bana.
Kevin is
Labda
catching-
alireform. Kevin najua alireform. Najua Kevin alireform.
Kevin who are reformed. Kevin is just Kevin. The bad boy version of Kevin ni Kevo. We worshipped him anaitangwa Kevin. So Kevin has been there playing the keyboard, and now he has met this lady. He refused to interrogate her past.
Yeah.
He refuses all those things, and for him, it's just a ticket to having sex. And Kevin makes a life-changing decision based on that ticket, based on the legality,
Yeah.
the acceptance of having sex. Why will marriages not crash? Why will they not come tumbling down like a house of cards?
Yeah.
Because for a man, you will be either successful or a failure based on your woman. That's one thing that women do to men
They can
when it comes
be
to support.
very, very integral. Yeah.
They can be very integral in how you turn out. Most of the, like in the American, I usually follow these high school shootings and all these things. Have you seen these people who go to high schools and do the shootings? Have you ever looked at them?
Yeah.
They go and analyze their backgrounds. Most of them are incels. They get frustrated. You have a sexual need of release. There is no one showing interest in you.
Then you're angry at the entire world.
Then you're angry at the entire world. You take a gun
Black
and you
pill,
go and you take the black pill. There are also those who have been in marriage. Maybe they got in. I'm not interrogating how they got in. Maybe. A big maybe. Maybe they got in for the sake of sex. Then when they get there, hypergamy and all female nature hits them properly. Reality hits them. They get left. They become very, very bitter man. A sexually frustrated man is a bitter man. They become very bitter. They become abusive. Have you seen people on social media? They're just seriously abusive.
Yeah.
Some of them come to my comments to
Because
tell
of
me
sexual frustration.
Yes, there's another one who came to my comments and told me why I like talking about women. I've told you this for a fact, that the relationship between a man and a woman is at the very epitome of relationships.
Yeah.
You can buy a yacht. You can buy a car. You can buy a Lamborghini. You'll never bond with it the way you can bond with a woman. You would never. You cannot replace that. In the Garden of Eden, God looked at man. Now, let's go back. Let's go to Genesis.
Go to the beginning.
This is a Genesis issue.
It's a Genesis
And I love
issue.
talking about it.
Yeah.
So God creates everything, and then man is alone, Adam. And God decides to put a curiosity in Adam
Yeah.
of loneliness. Adam had embraced singularity. He was okay, aloneness.
Alikuwa tu sawa.
He was okay. He was okay.
In his purpose.
He was
in
okay.
his frame.
Yeah, so God decides, let's chokora this man's brain. So he tells Adam, you name the animals.
Yeah.
So Adam is here. He sees an elephant, for example. There is male elephant. There is female elephant. There is he buffalo, there is she buffalo. There is he ostrich, there is, and as Adam is doing this, he's looking at himself and wondering, my friend, am I lacking something?
Reality hits.
Reality hits.
Yeah.
Adam realizes all these things are in pairs. I'm alone.
Sina mtu.
That's when the concept of him being lonely
Yeah.
comes in.
Yeah.
It is not very clearly spelled in Genesis, but that's where it comes in.
Yeah.
And then God says, it's not good for man to be alone. I'll make a helper fit for him.
Yeah.
Now, when Eve is created, what does Adam do? You know, we are so used to preachers nowadays. We are used to preachers nowadays who go read a small verse and start telling you how you'll get money. Con men. That's what we are used to. So Christianity and the Bible is has stopped being a standard, a book that we can study, analyze. It started being a book that will tell you, I read a verse and then I tell you, you shall be blessed today. Who told you God created the world for your blessing?
No, he didn't.
You think that is God's priority? God's priority is his glory, not your happiness, my friend. Your happiness does not feature anywhere.
Yeah.
If your happiness featured anywhere, this world would be a happy place. You see, it's for his glory. So when Eve is made, Adam exclaims, this is flesh of my flesh, this is bone of my bone. Theologians argue that in Hebrew is like, this is the most beautiful thing
That I have ever seen.
And we shall call you woman. Adam who named her woman. Adam who called Eve woman. So when you come now as a human being, and it doesn't matter if you're, people will come and the comment section, atheists and anti-God people will come. Don't swam in my comments. I don't care whether you believe God exists or not. That's your own business.
Yeah.
But for me, I believe in the existence of God.
Yeah.
Then you want to tell me that you can wish away this particular bond.
You can't.
And tell me I don't need women. Don't be frustrated.
The anomaly is
Yes.
when someone does not have that desire.
Yes.
That's
an anomaly.
That's an anomaly. That's
Yes.
the exception to the rule. The rule is many men, most men, majority, well over 90% will be born with this like desire to bond at that level with someone of the opposite gender.
Nikukoroge before uendelee kwa the next
Endelea
thing.
kunikoroga.
Wacha nikukoroge.
Eh.
Have you ever sat down, Steve, and asked yourself, why do we work hard as men? Why? Why, Steve?
By the
Why do
way,
we work hard?
Why do we work hard? Why do we work hard?
Why do we work hard as men specifically? And like I said last time, men are givers. Men give. If there are people who are not selfish in this world, are men.
I know it's not just for my needs.
Yes, because the entire world, the entire technological advancement, man is at the back of it. Man is the reason. It is man who has come up with all the greatest inventions we have. 99% of them has been made by man. It is man who's come up with transport. These things, these phones, all these things are men. Why? God has put an innate desire in you for bonding with women. And in that desire, he has put conquest and he has also
They're woven together.
Yes, he's put conquest and he's also put propagation of the next generation. Now, we remember the weaver bird story.
Yeah.
Now, men are given a purpose. Women have been made to get attracted to that purpose. They have been made like that.
Yeah.
Because the more a man is on his course to his purpose,
Yeah.
the more women are ready for propagation. The more women are ready for mating. It's a mating call.
It's a mating call.
That's why you work, my friend. on top of your
It's a
fulfillment.
mating call. It's a mating call.
It's the weaver bird flapping of wings.
That's why I wake up early in the morning.
Yes, it's a mating
When I
call,
don't
my
want
friend. We might as
Put
well.
myself through those difficult situations.
Why? Ask yourself, why do I do all these things?
Yeah.
Do you have any good reason why you do them?
Actually, there's
for your
not.
own fulfillment.
No.
If you don't do them, you will never be fulfilled. You know, you'll never be fulfilled.
Yeah.
But let me give you an example. You know me, I observe people's behaviors. In a working setup, if you want men to work hard, bring beautiful ladies and let them sit there.
Yeah.
Do you see how men wanajituma when ladies are around? Huyu jamaa sama unaona venye amejiseti pale kwa kiti. Just bring 2 or 3 very beautiful ladies and put them here and give him work. Look at how diligent he will do that work.
That is true, though.
If you want a man to be a good teacher, give him a class of beautiful women and see how well he will teach, how much he will research. It's a mating call, Steve.
It's a mating call.
It's mating call.
Hey.
We don't have wings to flap like the weaver bird.
Yeah.
We don't have those sounds to make like the wolves and the cats.
Yeah.
It's mating call, Steve. That's why I argue, I might be wrong, but that's why I argue that bonding between a man and a woman is at the epitome. And think of it, what else can you bond with the way you would bond with a woman?
Nothing. I don't think anything else.
All
I don't
those
think
hormones.
any activity.
It releases all those hormones.
No, I don't think there's any activity that releases all those hormones all at once.
That's why men cannot live without it. That's why they fall. That's why empires have gone down. That's why a nation has risen against nation. Why? And you see, when you remove the emotions,
Yeah.
when you move the emotions and the frustrations that you've had with the opposite gender,
Yeah.
and you just decide to think soberly and ask yourself this question: why do I do what I do? Why? That's why I said, when a man makes money, what is he thinking about? A family.
Yeah.
A family.
Now I need to
Or
keep a wife.
if he's a guy without self-control, when he makes money and he's single, you know what he's thinking about? I can sleep with as many women as I possibly can. I have access. Why is it so important for a man to have access to women? Mating call.
Hey, sawa. Chastity shapes how a man relates to desire. Chastity teaches a man to face their passions head on, confront. You have now, at least if you've been with us from the start of this episode, you understand the extent of why this is an issue, why you have the desire, why the desire exists within you, and why it is it's actually a good thing. It can serve a good purpose. And I think one of the problems is when talking about the issue of like sexual proclivity, ama promiscuity in society, we look at the ills more so than highlighting the positives of, when you have that in check.
Yeah.
It is so important for men to understand. Like, if you get to that place where you have your desire in check, it can really, really, really put you at a good place. First of all, you will never abandon your conquest. You will never put... I think there has to be a hierarchy with the conquest, desire, and propagation. There has to be a hierarchy, and I think at the top is conquest.
Yeah.
Because if desire is at the top, there's a problem.
A big one. A huge
There has to be a
one.
hierarchy.
Yes.
Conquest and then desire, it's interwoven, but it's conquest and then desire and then propagation.
And I like saying this, I like getting these 3 characters in the Bible. And all of them you fell into sex. It's what brought them down.
It's what brought them down, yeah.
We have David, who was the most pious man biblically.
Man after
David,
God's own heart.
Those who don't believe in the Bible and all that thing, don't worry. We don't care.
We believe, yeah.
We believe.
Yeah.
David was the most pious man that ever lived.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he's a man who was told after God's own heart. You see, after God's own heart. Solomon was the wisest man on earth. Nobody is confessed to be wiser than Solomon. And Samson was the strongest man on earth. They have one thing in common. They were brought down by women.
Yeah.
So if the strongest man on earth, Samson, was brought down by a woman, the most pious man on earth was brought down by a woman, and the wisest man on earth was brought down by a woman. Who are you?
Who do you think you are?
And it tells you
Yeah.
that is one of the greatest struggles of man. Struggles of man are sexual in nature. According to statistics, many people who are in prison now, their crime is sexual in nature. I had 80% is sexual in nature. Some sexual it is
Issue
sexual.
related.
It is sexually related. 80% of prisoners. That tells you that our impulses, our desires are so strong. They are so strong. And this is why it calls for discipline. Those things that are very strong in you, that could literally destroy you, require now that discipline in order to be managed. It requires to be managed. Even power requires to be managed.
Yeah.
Even conquest. Why will you not become a con man?
That's true. That's true.
If it is all conquest, you become a con man. If it is power, you become a power broker. You become a power hungry guy.
Insatiable desire for power.
Insatiable desire for
Where
power.
you even now end up killing people because of...
Yes, it has a name, meloglomania. Is it that?
It must be. Let me just look it up.
I think that is someone who glories in his own...
Yeah. Person who has an obsessive desire for power.
For power. Is a
Megalomaniac.
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 You see, it is that insatiable. Anything in this life, and even when I look at a scripture,
Yeah.
the forbidding in scripture is in excesses. Is in excesses. I talked about, you remember that post, weddings? And guys were in the comment section telling me, kwanza leo nimetoka wedding, nimecheka. You see,
Yeah.
this is where discipline is the most important aspect of a man's life. And this is discipline in everything. Discipline in your speech, discipline in your conduct, discipline in your impulses, discipline in your desires, discipline in everything. It's like a pendulum. You are only safe when you strike a perfect balance. You don't go to this side excessively, you don't go to this side. Yeah, I think that's the foundation of every man. Discipline. Discipline, if I was to argue what is the important aspect that every man must have, is discipline.
Yeah.
That's why I go to the gym. That's where you teach yourself to be disciplined. You teach yourself to be disciplined. How do men teach themselves to be disciplined? By doing hard stuff. Put a man in unaita soft life, they become foolish. They become useless. A man, soft life, makes men become useless. Men grow in tough things.
Yeah.
Those guys who are in World War I, World War II are just frowning upon us. Because nowadays, our struggles is I have been left by a girl.
Rejection.
Those guys could not see their families for months, years, hiding in tunnels. They couldn't see they had no choice.
Because it was either that or those
you lose
people
your
at
life.
home are going to be
Are going to be killed.
perish. Yeah.
Men are stronger when times are tough. A man must not wish away tough times.
Embrace.
A man must pray for endurance. A man must cultivate discipline amidst tough times.
Yeah.
Because tough times, men grow very well. Ladies is very different. Ladies is all about soft life.
We are the ones put at the forefront
Yes.
so that we can absorb the difficulties
The difficulties.
so that they don't have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why frontline people, I know ladies enlist in the army, but I was seeing a debate where they were saying the frontliners are usually majority men. The people who die the most are majority men, even in mortality rate. Men. That's why their lives have to be tough. It is very dangerous to put a man kwa soft life. Yeah, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Sawa. Men fall because their desires remain ungoverned, not because they don't have strength.
Yes.
Because the strongest man you've mentioned there,
Yeah.
alikosa kugovern.
Govern.
Yeah.
Yes. And it is finding that inner strength. Good things, precious things are not easy to achieve still. Precious things are not easy. If they were easy, everyone would have them.
Yeah.
Why I like to, and I've seen a lot of examples with gym and building muscles. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you can't buy muscles.
No, you can't.
You can't buy them. You can't build them overnight. Even if you're using steroids, you still have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You don't inject steroids on yourself and then all of a sudden you have a lot of muscles. It is something that cannot be bought.
Yeah.
It is something that grows through discipline. There are people who I've seen videos who say, I cannot do business with a person who is overweight. I can't trust them. I can't trust them to not... That is, I saw a video of someone saying, I can't trust them if they cannot be disciplined in and of themselves. I can't trust them to be disciplined in taking care of my business and all that. And do you think gym is fun?
No, it's not.
It's not fun.
It's painful.
It's painful. It's
You push your body.
You push your body to the limit. Why is it that these people who talk about you should be positive about your body, why doesn't the army or the military is the most discriminative unit of a country?
Why do they want you fit?
Why don't they go and sue the military officers for
Discrimination.
discriminating them in terms of their body size? Why is it acceptable there and rejected huku nje? Because you have to discipline yourself. You have to control those impulses. You have to control everything.
Yeah.
You have to be not perfect, but you have to be in control. Nobody can ever achieve perfect control or perfection.
That was only in Christ.
Yes, you have to control those things. So these people who keep throwing jabs at those people who are telling people lose weight, you're not being fair. Go sue the military. Sue the military. Or when you're in danger, let's say Kenya is being attacked.
Yeah.
Let's have everyone on the front line.
Let's have everyone on the front lines.
Yes.
Let's actually draft the ones who...
Let's draft those ones so that we don't discriminate them.
and then we see whether we are going to have any country.
We can't. We can't. That's where when there is war, feminism cannot thrive.
It can't. Not in those conditions.
Violence.
No,
it can't. So it only thrives when things are okay. It only thrives when things are okay. When the rubber meets the road. I give you an example of the war in Ukraine. At some point, I don't know how true this, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
At some point, they denied men and boys, anyone at the age of 18 was denied exit from the country.
Yeah.
They were required to fight.
The only ones who could leave were women and children.
The only ones who could leave were women and children. This was a perfect time for feminists to come and say, this is discrimination against women. We want to fight. Why are you telling us? Why are you telling only the men cannot leave? I am an independent woman. I can also fight. Why are you discriminating against me? You will never hear that. You will never hear that. That's why you see,
Yeah.
I don't have any personal issue with someone who confesses to be like that. But I just tell them that your philosophy is very flawed. It crumbles when the rubber meets the road.
That's true.
Yeah, you can hold on to whatever. Like you see now, I don't want to talk about it anyway. Yeah, identifying as whatever. Let's leave it.
So we want to get to a place where we're glorifying this control, this ability to govern your desire
Yeah.
and your passions. And let's look at the story of Saint Augustine of Hippo. Saint Augustine is actually one of the church fathers, one who's is a very influential theologian.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book, Confessions, where he really, really, talked about his personal struggle with purity. And his journey is interesting because he was, he had a concubine through his teenage years up until he was like around 31. That's when he saw the light. And apparently he had a voice, like a child's voice, saying "Tole lege," like take up and read. And he read Romans 13. Not in orgies and drunkenness, not in sexual immorality
I've
and
read the
sensuality.
story.
Yeah, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh. And he describes that moment as when chains fell off, because he said he was enslaved to that. He said he could not live. He could not imagine a life living without indulging in sex. And that's when he committed himself to a life of chastity and holiness, which started with sending away the concubine that he had and embracing celibacy.
Yeah.
Now, this is a person who had embraced desire and he was enslaved by it. But he came to a place where he reordered desire and now he exemplified chastity.
Yeah.
And it's possible for someone to get there. And it's actually desirable for someone to be there. I don't think there's any flaw in you being someone who's like, there's no flaw in someone who hasn't had many sexual exploits, because people now are glorifying that. They're glorifying that for a good reason, because they're saying, oh, the more adventure you've had, the more, it shows that you are free, the more that it shows that you're able
Liberated.
Liberated, exactly. Oh, having... That is not the idea of liberation, not the way we see it. Liberation is actually having agency and choosing to exercise control over desire.
Yeah.
You have the capacity. When you're not meeting ladies every day, new ladies or ladies you find attractive. When you're not meeting, you're not having opportunities where you can indulge in sex and be able to satisfy your desires. But what leads a man to remain, you know what, I don't need to pursue this right now. Is having that reordered desire. And it does start with an inward transformation. It does start with an inward understanding of the problem and the extent of the problem. One of the problems we have stated is that pornography is in excess. Yeah. People have so many options.
Yeah.
Now, how that has imekoroga mwanaume is this way, and why the incel movement is on the rise. You say you don't need a woman. You say that you do not need to bond with a woman. You wreck your secretion, your hormone secretion, by indulging in masturbation and pornography.
Yeah.
What that does, it reorders your system. It wrecks your system. Your dopamine release cycle is messed up. Your ability so when you orgasm, this is what we were talking about in the hormones that are released. When you do that by yourself, who are you bonding with? No one really. So it leaves a vacuum.
Yeah.
It leaves you hollow. And it feels as though that that's why the guilt usually sets in, because you feel as though, no, I shouldn't be doing this. You feel so degraded. You feel like you've degraded yourself.
Yeah.
So that's usually the feeling that sets upon a man. So now your dopamine has been wrecked. Your oxytocin release has been wrecked as well. You are not feeling pleasure as a result of the action, but you're enslaved to that cycle. Why? Because you still desire. You have no control over your desire.
Yeah. Masturbation and pornography. And sadly, these are technology. You see, with every advancement in technology, the world gets worse and worse. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
The world gets worse. Nowadays, men would rather sexually bond, if there is any. I'm putting that very loosely.
Very loosely.
With a woman on screen. And by the way, do you know that pornography has very adverse effects on your sexual life?
It does.
Erectile dysfunction is one of the consequences of pornography. I can tell you for a fact. There is no way you will not have erectile dysfunction, because you see, pornography comes hand in hand with masturbation.
Yeah.
It comes hand in hand with masturbation. the more you continue doing that, like you're saying, all those hormones that are supposed to be involved when a man and a woman
Are bonding in that.
are engaging in coitus.
Coitus.
So the more we are killing that,
Yeah.
the more we have a problem. And by the way, the blue pill is being used a lot with not blue pill versus red pill, the blue pill itself. So many men are on it.
Wow.
We have so many of them who die in the line of duty because of the excessive use of these things. And part of the reason why is pornography. Pornography is a major sex killer. Is a major sex killer. And who are the people who support pornography the most? Men. Do you know that it is men who... It's a multi-billion-dollar industry
Because of men.
because of men. Who are the greatest consumers? I hear that 80% is men. 80% of men consume pornography. And the result is a lot of degeneration. The result is a lot of frustrated women.
That's true.
A lot of sexually frustrated women. You can imagine as a young man, right now you might think that you're doing something very, very innocent and something that will not have far-reaching consequences. You will find yourself there with a woman who you cannot sexually satisfy because you were indulging in something on a screen. You must avoid. Like if there is something you must run away from.
Yeah.
And not only for religious reasons. You know, people think that you tell people to refrain from sex because of from pornography because of religious reasons. Even biological. You tend to insensitize, to be insensitive to
Very
those things.
desensitized, exactly.
Desensitized is the word. You get desensitized. And now you are here. You've made a lifetime commitment with a woman who is now sexually starved. You used all your energy. You are taking matters in your own hands.
Oh my goodness.
Kwa social media ilikuwa hivyo.
Yeah.
And you did that for so long
Yeah.
that now it has become the norm.
Yeah.
And I follow the Warriors channel, Americ's channel on Telegram.
Yeah.
Do you know most of the things that men write there is, hey, I'm addicted to pornography, hey, I'm addicted to masturbation, hey, I'm addicted to this, hey, I'm addicted to this. Now imagine you've gone on a conquest. You're a guy who takes matters into his own hands. You go on a conquest.
Yeah.
You get your money. I told you that's a mating call. You meet this nice lady who you want to build a life with. And because you have been taking matters into your own hands,
Yeah.
literally, now you have a problem.
Yeah.
Now you have a problem. Now you have a woman who you have made a commitment to, and you cannot sexually satisfy. Isn't that the beginning of infidelity?
It is.
It is the beginning. Because now, isn't that the beginning of the frustration?
If you fail to be attracted to the person that you basically are bonding with,
Which, by the way, it is the second thing.
yeah.
After now killing that, those senses, now the attraction part
Attraction
of it.
is also severed.
Look at the porn industry, the kind of women who are allowed to be on camera.
It's a very specific type.
Very specific type.
Yeah.
The ones that sell. They even talk about them very casually on Instagram like it's a good career. The ones that are there. So you're constantly looking at people
Yeah.
who have, some of them, many of them, have desired to go, and because there are some bodies that don't actually technically look like a doll.
Yeah.
They've gone to the Silicon Valley, put a lot of plastic and silicone in their bodies. They look a certain specific,
Almost
perfect
Yeah.
kind of way. You are here with Wanjiro. Wanjiro looks nothing like what you saw on screen. Nothing like that. How will you be able to bond with Wanjiro? You start getting frustrated yourself. So it's a double frustration.
Yeah.
The lady herself starts getting sexually starved, and you start looking for something that is almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Don't you know that those videos are edited? Hata mi sahii mkitaka ning'are au editors wetu hawa wanaweza ning'arisha.
They can do a job.
Mwosho moja wanaweza nifanya kazi Oppo. Nisikia simu za Oppo inakupatianga skin tone. You see?
Yeah.
So there is somebody who sat down, edited those videos. They checked, they looked at it, wanaona bado ijafika penye tunataka ifike. All the angles were scripted. Now you are competing with people on a script where they can cut.
Yeah.
Where they can cut, they can pause, they can re-energize, they can come back even after 2 days and continue with the same scene. And you are in trouble. Hence, one of the most common issues we have nowadays that men don't like to talk about is erectile dysfunction. It's a common problem. It's a very common problem.
Failure to perform.
Yes. And part of it, there are other medical conditions that cause that. But when you induce it yourself, are you not doing yourself a lot of disservice?
You are?
When you are responsible, you're the one responsible for inducing it. Everything we do has consequences. Everything we do has consequences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was, I think, an interview that was conducted. A certain child sexual predator was being asked, why did they they usually profile.
Yeah.
They profile their targets.
Yeah.
When they see the structures around them they lack, presence, they lack protection, then they see that this person is an accessible target.
Yes.
If they see the person is not protected, they see an accessible target.
Yeah.
So this is why a man really needs to be present.
A man needs...
We need to protect our children.
Yes.
You have to be dangerous.
Yeah.
You have to have the capacity for people to fear approaching.
Yes.
And I think that's actually really important.
Yes. I usually say...
Because we live in a world where people can do stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep saying this, and this Jordan Peterson says the same. Virtue must be tested. Virtue must be tested. You cannot say you're a man of peace if you are incapable of war. We start with the capability first.
Capacity.
Yes, the capacity. There are people who love peace because they can't fight. And by fighting, I don't just mean physical. Fighting has so many... you can fight in very many ways. There are people who do not present a certain danger. Steve, I can tell you this. If when I'm walking on the streets and somebody wants to pick someone to bully, I'll be the last person they pick. I may be a coward who stinks to the high heaven. I may be a coward or the biggest one. But they won't pick me. Eva Pompaures, she was present in the 9/11. She was a Secret Service agent, the office of the president, a bodyguard, personal bodyguard to so many dignitaries and presidents. Says in that profiling, I even thought that you got it from her. She does the polygraph testing, and she said that when they profile, when they do these interviews, interrogation of these people who pick on women and kids and profile them. They pick on the weakest.
They pick on the weakest.
Lions hunt like that. All the cats that hunt like that. They can't pick the most healthy wildebeest to prey upon. They pick on the weakest. So as a man, look dangerous.
Absolutely.
Look extremely dangerous.
Have the capacity.
And don't only look. Be capable of doing, be capable of violence. Now, virtue comes in when you choose not to be violent. Some of the... I know, I don't want to say this much, but I know a couple of people who can cause or do significant harm to you. I know some of those people who can cause significant harm to you. they are the coolest people, the most calm people I've ever met.
Yeah.
They're the most calm. One day when I was a young man in the ghetto, there is a guy, I will not mention the name, but there is a guy who was our neighbor. He looked like he could not harm a fly, Steve.
Yeah.
Like he could not do anything. Eh? One day there was a shootout with cops. Neighbor. They found grenade. No, it was not. It didn't happen. He moved and then he got involved in a shootout with cops.
Yeah.
In his house were grenades. In his house were number plates. In his house were guns. He was a military officer in Kahawa.
Yeah.
In his house were things. You know, we saw his picture in the news. We could not believe it. That guy, when robberies were happening, he used to tell my mother, hey, I am fearful. You know, these people, they can do a lot of... He was a most wanted guy.
Hey.
Boss, that guy was a serial... Have you ever seen a thief with a grenade?
Hey. That is serious army bana artillery.
Artillery. He was stealing from the base.
Hey.
He had an Uzi. We couldn't believe.
Yeah.
The dangerous people don't look it. They don't look it at all. A person who's capable of violence knows his capabilities, fears that he is capable of doing those things, and therefore does not want to show it. These people who keep announcing, hey, you know, Kenya nitakufanyia. By there you can tell a lot about the courage and the capability of a person based on their mouth.
Yeah.
You said Mike Tyson says everybody has something to say until
they get punched in the face.
They get punched in the face.
Yeah.
When you see someone, you are in an altercation and they are the loudest and their voice is so projected, they're the most cowardly. I don't advocate for this, but you dare them or punch them in the face and see. All that voice was a facade.
Yeah.
It was abracadabra. A person who can do significant damage is very confident in and of himself.
Yeah.
Even thugs can spot a person who is confident. This is how they spot cops. We used to spot cops when I was a young person.
Yeah.
We could tell just by looking at how someone is walking, especially the plainclothes one. It doesn't matter how skinny the guy was.
Yeah. You could
There
spot.
is some level of confidence tulikuwa tunaona and we say no, this is a cop. This is a cop. You can spot based on how you just see somebody is walking in a very dangerous place and he is very confident.
Yeah.
He could be nobody. He could be an accountant. He could be nobody.
That's true.
So look the part.
Yeah.
And discipline is where you can control whatever.
Yeah.
And be able to control it.
I actually believe the epitome of degeneracy is when we have things like that happening in society where like children are now being targeted.
Yeah.
And sexually violated.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the epitome of degeneracy. That is the extent to which a lack of desire can lead a man to.
Yeah.
That person who has done that did not just wake up and do that.
Yeah.
They completely lacked control over their desires.
Yeah.
Such that it got to a place where they were able to profile and identify that they can now have relations with a child. Yeah, I think
despicable.
It's despicable.
It's despicable for a fact to do that. I don't know, but human beings are degenerate. Like I told you, I am very interested in human behavior.
Yeah,
and the more I dig into human behavior, the worse I feel about this world. The more I'm convinced that this world is not our home.
It's not our home.
Yes,
indeed. Yeah.
the more I'm convinced, because human beings. Let me give you an example of this emperor called Commodus. The word emperor had not been coined by then, but Commodus wanted to prove to Rome that he was a very good fighter. So he went to, this was the times of Spartacus and the people who were fighting on the ring.
gladiators,
The
yeah.
gladiators, exactly. So he went and found the best gladiator who'd never lost a fight and told him to teach him how to fight.
Yeah.
So he was taught. And he told the gladiator to be very honest with him when he's not ready. So this guy, in order to win favor of the people, he decided to organize for games and call for those gladiator games. And this time he wanted to surprise everyone by being
Part of the
games. And so this guy warned him and told him, "You're not ready to fight in the gladiator,
yeah.
in the ring." But Commodus was so determined. He had an insatiable need for power and recognition.
He did not
Couldn't
listen.
control that. I didn't listen. So what he did, yes, he trained hard and he was a good fighter. What he did, he used to make sure that he wins every match. You know how? He would give other gladiators blunt knives, blunt swords. They couldn't do anything, couldn't cut.
Yeah.
And he would cut them and kill them. And he won a lot. Guys sang his name until this guy discovered that is what he was doing. He killed him.
The gladiator was training him.
Yes, he killed him. So you see, man has no shortage of how wicked he can be. Man has no shortage of how wicked he can be. If Nero burnt a whole city just for his own personal reasons, if he burned our own city just for his own personal reasons, man, the heart of man, I believe when God says the heart of man is desperately wicked, it is wicked. I like to see the confessions of, I saw on some show in YouTube of rehabilitated prostitutes.
Yeah.
And this lady was saying the things she has done. Oh man, the things she's had to do to survive. I was so for once
Broken,
I listened to her story and I didn't judge her. Yeah, for once I didn't judge her. Because human beings, she was saying that one day she was somewhere with a boyfriend who essayed her and then threw her to the streets at around 3 a.m. Then some stranger who was a motorbike guy decided to help, took her to his house, and then said now there is nothing for free.
Hey.
Ended up doing it with her and kicked her out at around 5 a.m. That she has lived a life of being sexually assaulted. She's lived that life. Who are doing these things?
Man.
The people who are supposed to provide and protect.
And protect these women.
Those are the people who are doing this thing. Even animals, we do things that are very strange in the animal kingdom. I think animals would judge each other harshly
for sure.
if anyone would do this. But anyway.
I actually believe that one of the things I fear the most is getting to a place where, like, I fear that thing happening to someone I love.
Yeah.
I fear that thing happening to someone I love. So that's why I push myself. When I think of that thought, I'm usually, bro, sisao gym.
Yeah.
Go, join that martial arts class. Learn how to defend your people. Because you might be called to do that at one point or another.
I think if that one happened, I think my life would be over. That I know would mark, because I don't think in my right senses that man will still be walking.
No.
I don't think.
Absolutely not.
I don't pray for such things to happen. I
pray for protection against such things.
Yes,
for sure.
I sympathize, but I don't think I can look at that person and let them live.
Safety is one of the most fundamental needs in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes, yes. Safety, and it's important.
Before even love and belonging, safety
Yes.
ko hapo chini.
Sign up and make sure you, and also avoid taking yourself into environments.
Those situations,
Those situations where it calls for such things. It is also important to avoid.
Foresight.
Yes. Avoid them. Yeah. That's why I tell boyfriends, you have every right to tell your lady, if you're dating a woman who is a party woman, leave her.
Yeah.
Let her go party. Just leave her. Me, I'm a very possessive guy. I'll tell you, I don't date a woman who is always in parties and all those things, because the things that are happening there are not good things.
Yeah.
Someone can drag you.
That's true.
It could not be that you are going to engage willingly. You see, someone can do something. And when you read Confessions of Nairobi Men and Women by Joan, you will see those things.
Yeah.
There are people who go to parties, they're given a drink. The next time they gain consciousness is the next day.
Things have
Why would you
happened.
let your girlfriend go into such situations? Why would you let you? There are others who let their wives. My friend, we that's the end.
That's the
For
end.
me. That's the end. I wish you well go get married to the club. That becomes the end.
Yeah.
I cannot even I cannot even be at peace. And you see some ladies in defense, they say you are being insecure. Love is insecure.
Absolutely.
Love is jealous. That insecurity is what creates the necessity for being a protector. Do you protect something that is secure? It is that insecurity that causes... Why do we fence our homes? Because we are insecure.
Yeah.
Why do we put cameras and all these things in our apartments?
You put a guard at the gate, you put an electric
Why do you put a
fence.
guard at the gate and German shepherds and all those cameras?
Yeah.
Why do you put these layers of security? Why is the president always guarded? Don't we love him?
It's because you know you have something to protect.
Yes, he has something to protect. That is the same way. I'm not saying that you look at women as properties. No, they are not. They are human beings who can make their own decisions. And if your woman has made that decision, leave her. Have an abundance mindset. Have an abundance mindset that there are approximately 4-point-something billion women in the world.
Abundance mindset. That's
Yes,
true.
have an abundance mindset. If men stopped tolerating some things, and the reason why I'm saying this and I wanted to put it out here is because of the confessions. My friend, nowadays I'm always on call. The phone is always ringing. And sometimes why it's ringing, it's because we have men who have lost control over their relationships. They have been manipulated by being called insecure. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. There is overly, like I'm saying,
Yeah,
a pendulum. There are people who are
on the
overly
extreme,
insecure,
yeah, for sure.
extremely insecure. But I'm talking about those people who are generally just like, I know you love clubbing. I know you love that. But if we are going to be in a relationship, you are going to have to stop. That's a very good choice to give to a woman.
Yeah.
This relationship or your clubbing. Let her choose. If she says, I want to go clubbing and that is the life I want to live, release her to the clubs. Find another woman and you will definitely find. You will find.
Yeah.
So you find men, and I talk to them. Some of them will even watch this. You find men who tolerate a lot of abuse. A man is in a relationship, but he is emotionally beaten up.
Yeah.
Like he is so beat up in that emotionally that he cannot even function as a man. Just before this show, a man has called me a few minutes before we came here and told me, my friend, I'm in a terrible situation. I can almost guess what his situation is. Control. He's lost that frame. That's why it is important for a man to be a protector. Protection involves, if anyone is under your protection, we are under the protection of the Kenyan government, isn't it?
Yeah.
The police can prevent you from going to some places,
Yeah.
isn't it? Why do they have the authority to prevent you? They're protecting you for your own good.
For your own good.
For your own good. If you come, they tell you, if you jump into a military barracks, you're dead. You're dead.
Yes.
You want to know what will happen to you? You die.
You die.
So can you go and say, that's what I'm saying. Love is protective. Ladies, if you have a man who is not jealous, you don't have a man. Do you know that? If you have a man who lets you, there is a story in Confessions of I think a boyfriend who asks the girlfriend to sleep with other of his other people in front of him. Like that is his desire, to just sit down and watch the girlfriend. That's a man who has zero feelings for you. Zero. You are
Zero,
a property
absolutely,
to
you're
them.
property, that's true.
You're property to them. You tell men are very possessive. There is a lady who wrote to me and was asking me about their boyfriend's behavior. Men are very possessive, especially when they are in love. A man cannot share a woman with another man. Never.
That is true.
They can't. So men have to understand this. Don't date a rogue woman. Leave her. Let her be free. Why do you want as a lady to be in a relationship and be completely free? It doesn't know. You can't have your cake and eat it. If you bring yourself under a man,
It's a contradiction, yeah.
yes, if you bring yourself under a man, you, to some extent, to some certain things, you stay under him. Do you know that is the same word for humility and submission? It's a Greek word, hupomone. Hupomone is a Greek word for submission. It's a military term. It means arranging yourself under in order of rank.
Okay.
That word used in Ephesians is a military term.
The submission one.
Submission, it means arranging yourself under. It implies that there is someone who is in authority. Men, never date a woman who rejects your authority.
Yeah.
Leave them. And you have to train yourself to get to a point where when you see your boundaries or you see a woman is not ready to submit to you, leave them. An unsubmissive woman is a problematic woman.
Yeah.
She is a problematic woman. Some of the men are stuck because of sex. And then now the lady realizes that kumbe I can use sex to manipulate him.
Yeah.
So the guy is beat into compliance through sex. Can you imagine? You are a CEO. You are a CEO of a corporate institution.
Yeah.
You lead men and people look at you in boardrooms and they hats off for you.
Yeah.
And at home you're being manipulated by sex because of sex.
Because of
You're
your
being
lack
told
of
if you
governing desire.
yes,
Cannot govern your
if you
desire.
don't do this, I won't. You must get to a point where you say it's okay. You want to stay for a whole year, fine. You have to get to that point. When you get to that point, you have absolute control. Where you can control. Now you can lead the woman. Because, like American says, we don't negotiate with terrorists. That's a principle. You see?
Yeah.
That's a principle. So, have you ever seen in the entire history of this country, the documentaries on YouTube and all those things? Have you ever seen terrorists trying to negotiate with them?
No.
But the day they decide we can negotiate, they will see. If you can't negotiate, it doesn't happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, hapo nimeenda on a rant.
A bit of a rant, a
Yeah.
tangent, but ni sawa.
Ni hizi tu vitu, ni masimu tu ndio zinafanya hivi. Poleni, lakini ni masimu nyingi ndio.
They're causing you a lot of
No, sometimes
to think deeply about things.
no, Steve, sometimes I get it gets to me sometimes. I receive a lot of messages, a lot of them, from men and women alike, a lot of them. I'll show you the inbox tukimaliza tu hii show.
Sawa.
It's a lot. And most of them is just one thing. I can summarize these relationship problems with one word. Frame. When a man loses frame, when a man loses frame, he loses the relationship. You want to enjoy dating, you want to enjoy marriage, have a frame.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, you will be beaten into concessions. Rich Cooper says betadization through 1,000 concessions. You'll be betadized. You will concede. You will give your power.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about domineering. I'm not talking about being those men who domineer women. I'm just talking about being a leader. I told a man yesterday, be okay being alone. if you're not okay being alone, you're not ready for a relationship. Because if you're okay being alone, it won't matter. You will not concede. You'll be you want to be in a relationship with me, okay? You don't want, leave. Get there as a man, and you'll be free to conquer the world.
All right, let's finalize this episode. We've been going on for a bit of a hot minute for sure. But Augustine's struggle is both my struggle and your struggle. It's the form is different. Their society, maybe we don't have temple prostitution now. Maybe we don't have public baths. Maybe the whole idea of mistresses and concubines is not as prevalent. But we know how the temptation is still the same. Pornography, hypersexual media, hookup culture, endless images, endless access, the normalization of indulgence. Because you can get an escort apparently from some. They distort a lot of what it means to be a man. And I think at the heart of it, a man has to be on top of his desire and not the other way around. And it starts, as we've talked about in our previous episodes, the battle is won in the mind. The battle is won in the mind. And it's not just suppressing thoughts. It's not just, it's ordering your desire. It's ordering. It's about, mastering your body, not necessarily hating it. And I think some of these things can only be actively achieved if you are disciplined in a craft, if you are disciplined in your behavior. If you decide to say that I will not let myself loose and just overindulge in anything. If I say I will control what I have access to so that I am not constantly tempted, So let's look at practical reflections. Chastity, 1, requires awareness. Know your triggers, know your weaknesses, know your patterns. It requires that you know your boundaries as well. You cannot indulge freely and expect purity to just magically appear. Chastity also requires accountability. It requires accountability. Now, apparently Augustine didn't walk alone. He had a person called Ambrose. His mother also was one who he confessed to, and he talked to about this. And he had a community. So as with all men, we need community. We need that community of people who we can talk about our struggles. I think that's again one of the fundamental goals of this podcast. So this movement, it's to build a community of men. Chastity also requires grace. It's not just willpower. See, willpower peke. We need grace. We need the grace of God, for sure. And God himself will empower us. We just need to submit to him. He will empower us such that we are able to control and focus our desires. So we're able to flee. Kweka Joseph, when you're with Potiphar's wife, she's there, she's probably very attractive, and you have an opportunity, and she says the Potiphar won't find out, but you have the capacity to flee. Hi, chastity requires purpose. Sex is not an isolated instinct. No. It's tied to family, it's tied to legacy, it's tied to covenant, responsibility, and holiness. All these things are fundamental. And so chastity, guys, is not updated. It's not outdated, rather. It's not for the weak. It's actually, as we've talked about, for the strong. Strength is shown. Actual strength is shown when you exercise this virtue, when you exercise chastity. So, let's start to do checks and balances. Let's look at where we have collapsed under the weight of desire and our passions and see where we can channel these desires. Go to the gym, my friend. Do those push-ups. Build your body brick by brick. I've seen a very lovely thread on Twitter. Show me a thread of guys who have built their bodies brick by brick. And then you see progress. Someone alitoka hapa, akaenda hapa. Now that will put you on a purpose.
Exactly.
If you think about your objectives, if you think about what you want to achieve, that will put you on a purpose. Yeah. Setting clear, achievable objectives. So now that brings us to the end of our podcast. Silas, do you have any final thoughts before I finish?
No, I have.
You have exhausted your thoughts.
Exhausted.
By the way, Leumenda, let me tell you, you have gone. You have gone.
Yes, I have gone.
You have taken us on a journey, my friend.
Yes.
From Rome, from Marcus Aurelius to Commodus.
To Caligula.
We have gone on a journey for sure, but chastity is something that we can exercise. Let's be mindful. Let's do our personal audits and checks and balances. Let's see where we're falling short. Let's see community and accountability. And I'd like to thank you for being with us up until this time. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Peace.